Imagine you have just died. Your family is gathered around your body. Some are crying. Some are making dua. Some cannot believe you are gone. The world you spent decades building is already beginning to move on without you. Your phone is silent. Your house belongs to someone else now. Your money is being counted by others, and you are being carried toward a place where none of it can help you. The grave. You are lowered into the earth. The soil is placed above you. The people who loved you begin walking away. Their footsteps become quieter and quieter until they disappear completely. Then comes a silence unlike anything you have ever experienced. And suddenly, the reality of the next life begins. Most Muslims know that there is punishment in the grave. But what many people do not realize is that the punishment of the grave is not just one punishment. The Quran and authentic Sunnah describe different punishments connected to different sins. Some are caused by major crimes. Others are caused by sins people treated as small and harmless throughout their lives. And the frightening part is that many of these sins have become completely normal today. By the end of this video, you will know the major types of punishment in the grave mentioned in authentic Islamic teachings and why the Prophet constantly sought refuge from them. Number 1. The squeezing of the grave. Imagine the grave closing around you. The questioning has not even begun yet. The punishment has not started yet, but suddenly the earth itself presses inward. The Prophet taught that the grave squeezes its occupant. This pressure is unlike anything known in the world. There is no space to move, no place to run, no way to escape. What makes this even more frightening is that Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, one of the greatest companions of the Prophet, experienced the squeeze of the grave. Think about that. This was a man loved by Allah, a man whose death shook the throne of the most merciful. Yet even he experienced it. Now imagine the condition of someone whose life was filled with sins, neglect, and disobedience. For some believers, this squeezing is brief before relief arrives. But for others, it is only the beginning, because after the grave tightens around them, they realize something terrifying. The next punishment is already waiting. Number 2. Punishment for neglecting purification. The Prophet once walked past 2 graves. From the outside, they looked ordinary. Nothing seemed unusual, but then he said that the people inside those graves were being punished. One of them was punished because he did not protect himself from urine. Think about how shocking that sounds. Many people would never imagine such a thing becoming a reason for punishment. But Islam teaches that cleanliness is connected to worship. A person may pray, fast, and perform good deeds, yet repeatedly neglect purification. Imagine discovering inside your grave that a habit you considered insignificant was actually serious in the sight of Allah. Years of carelessness, years of ignoring proper purification, years of treating cleanliness as unimportant. And now there is no opportunity left to correct it. Many people expect punishment to come only from major sins. But the grave teaches a different lesson. Sometimes a sin becomes dangerous because people stop taking it seriously. And that lesson becomes even more frightening when we look at the next punishment. Number 3. Punishment for gossip and slander. The second person mentioned in that same hadith was punished for spreading gossip between people. Imagine a gathering among friends. Someone mentions another person who is not present. You repeat a story, then another, then another. People laugh. The conversation continues. Eventually everyone goes home and forgets about it, but the angels never forgot. Every word was recorded. Every rumor was preserved. Every moment that created division between people remained written. Now imagine lying in your grave and watching those words return. A friendship was destroyed because of them. A marriage suffered because of them. A family was divided because of them. The damage continued long after you stopped speaking. The Prophet specifically warned about tale carrying because of how much destruction it causes. Many people think punishment comes from physical actions alone. But sometimes the tongue causes wounds that last longer than any weapon. And when those wounds follow a person into the grave, they become a source of torment. Number 4. Punishment for lying. Imagine a person who lies so often that truth becomes uncomfortable. A lie at work, a lie online, a lie to family, a lie to protect their reputation. Over time, those lies spread further and further. Then one day they become accepted as truth. During the night journey, the Prophet saw a terrifying punishment. A man's mouth was ripped from one side of his face to the other. Then it was restored. Then ripped apart again. The punishment repeated endlessly. When the Prophet asked about him, he was told that this was a person whose lies spread throughout society. Today, this warning feels more relevant than ever. A single post can reach thousands. A single rumor can destroy someone's life. A single false accusation can travel across the world. Imagine entering your grave and realizing that people are still being harmed by lies you started years ago. The punishment continues because the damage continues. And that leads directly to another punishment connected to guidance itself. Number 5. Punishment for abandoning the Quran. Imagine standing before Allah after spending years neglecting His words. The Quran sat in your home. You promised yourself you would read it tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. Then years passed. During the night journey, the Prophet saw a man whose head was crushed by a massive rock. Whenever the rock smashed his head, it returned to normal. Then the punishment happened again. And again, and again. The explanation was terrifying. This was a person who learned the Quran but abandoned it and neglected the obligations connected to it. Imagine realizing that Allah gave you guidance, light, answers, protection, and mercy, yet you treated it as something unimportant. The very thing meant to save you becomes evidence against you. Inside the grave, there are no distractions left, no entertainment, no excuses, only the truth remains. And for some people, that truth becomes a punishment all by itself. Number 6. Punishment for neglecting prayer. Now imagine hearing the adhan thousands of times during your lifetime. Every call was an invitation from Allah. Every prayer was an opportunity. Every sajda was a chance to draw closer to your Creator. Yet excuses always came first. Work, sleep, entertainment, friends, tomorrow, later, one day, then death arrives. And suddenly there are no more opportunities, no more adhans, no more chances to make up what was lost. Prayer is not just another act of worship. It is the foundation of a believer's relationship with Allah. Imagine sitting in your grave and remembering every prayer you delayed, every prayer you rushed, every prayer you abandoned. The memories become heavier because now you understand their value. But understanding comes after the opportunity has already passed, and many people who ignored prayer in life only discover its importance when they can no longer perform it. Number 7. Punishment for consuming interest. Imagine approaching a river filled with blood. A man struggles desperately inside it. Every time he reaches the edge, hoping to escape, another figure throws stones into his mouth and forces him back, again, again, and again. The Prophet saw this punishment and was informed that it was for the one who consumed riba. Interest, a sin that Allah warned about, with extraordinary severity. Today, many people barely think about it. It has become normal, common, expected. Yet the warnings remain exactly as they were. Imagine spending your life chasing wealth only to discover in the grave that the money you fought so hard to obtain has become a source of punishment. Your bank account cannot help you. Your investments cannot help you. Your possessions cannot help you. Everything remains behind. Only your deeds enter the grave with you. And for some people, the very wealth they loved most becomes one of their greatest regrets. Number 8. Punishment for oppression. Imagine arriving before Allah while carrying the rights of other people. People you cheated, people you insulted, people you harmed, people whose tears you caused. Many oppressors believe they escaped justice because they were never caught. But the grave is the beginning of perfect accountability. Nothing is forgotten. Nothing is overlooked. Every injustice remains recorded. Imagine seeing the faces of people you wronged standing as witnesses against you. A worker denied his wages. A relative treated unfairly. A friend betrayed. A spouse hurt. A stranger oppressed. The strongest person in this world becomes completely powerless before the justice of Allah, and the punishment begins long before the final judgment is complete. Because oppression is one of the sins Allah warns about repeatedly. The cry of the oppressed rises directly to Him, and when justice finally arrives, no one can prevent it. Number 9. The opening of a door to hell. Imagine the questioning has ended. The verdict has become clear. Then suddenly a door opens inside your grave. At first you hope it leads to paradise, but it does not. It opens toward hell. Heat begins entering. The air changes. The flames become visible. You are shown your final destination every day until the day of judgment. Think about how terrifying that would be. Not merely hearing about punishment, not imagining punishment, actually seeing where you are heading, day after day, year after year, century after century, waiting for the final judgment while already witnessing the destination that awaits. This is among the most terrifying punishments described in authentic narrations, because it combines fear, regret, and certainty all at once. And it reminds us of a reality that the Prophet never stopped warning about. The grave is not the end, it is only the beginning. Every punishment in this video exists for one reason. Wake us up before it is too late. Right now there is still time to repent, time to pray, time to return to the Quran, time to repair broken relationships, time to seek forgiveness from Allah. But one day every one of us will hear the footsteps of the last person leaving our grave. And at that moment, the life we chose will finally reveal its consequences. The question is whether our grave will become a garden from the gardens of paradise or the beginning of punishment. And that decision is being made today.